welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Theorycrafted Guide. In this episode, I'll examine initiation ultimates focusing on team composition. So what do I mean by that? A good initiation, first off, helps win any fight, be it a team fight or a gank, before the fight even starts by giving your team an advantage, be it by dealing a high amount of damage or locking down the enemy team for a significant amount of time. Ultimate abilities with big area of effect disables can help do an awesome job of initiating within certain lineups. So this guide is going to help you choose teams which work well around large area of effect initiation ultimates. Now, to help me compare these ultimates, I chose 9 of them based on the following criteria. So they must be area of effect, and they must provide some disable or stun. Now, obviously that does not cover every ultimate in Dota, which can be used to initiate. I can only do so much in one guide, So I chose to narrow this down by those criterias in order to keep the video shorter, as well as to make my math a little easier. If you have suggestions on other heroes that can do an initiation, please talk about them in the comments to help out your fellow players. Alright, now let's jump directly in by looking at stats of each of these ultimates. These ultimates are Black Hole, Ravage, Reverse Polarity, Overgrowth, Dream Coil, Ghost Ship, Chronosphere, Song of the Siren, and Reign of Chaos, or Chaotic Offering as it's known in Dota 2. Now, these 4 stats by which I will compare these ultimates directly are Damage, Duration, Area of Effect, and Cooldown. Now let's take a look first at damage. The 3 obvious standouts here are Ravage, Dream Coil, and Ghost Ship. Dream Coil, of course, assuming that you force the break on the coil. Now, Ghost Ship is the highest at all 3 levels, and so it definitely deserves a mention here in addition to the buff it gives your teammates. Now, 3 of these do not do damage, that is Overgrowth, Chronosphere, and Song of the Siren, but they have their other uses and are excellent setup for other skills and also let Faceless Void beat the shit out of people. Duration. In terms of duration, Song of the Siren is the highest, but it also prevents you from attacking the enemy or causing them any damage during its duration, so it sort of has a pseudo duration. The other 3, which have a very long duration, are Black Hole, Overgrowth, and Chronosphere, which all have a greater than 4-second duration at level 3, and Chronosphere and Black Hole both have 4 seconds at level 1, so very strong, long durations, and allow you to set up other abilities. The third stat that we want to compare here is Area of Effect, and in this regard, Song of the Siren wins out again at over 1200. However, again, you can't deal damage to people during that period of time. So in second is Ravage with a ridiculous 1025 AoE at all levels, recent buff in that regard. Of course, in second and third are Overgrowth and Reign of Chaos. Reign of Chaos, which deserves a specific mention here because of its absolutely ludicrous 1200 casting range. Now finally, the last stat we want to look at here is cooldown, because if you've ever used a big ultimate and not gotten the best result, the enemy now has up to 200 seconds for Black Hole level 1 to do whatever they want before the ultimate comes back off cooldown. So in some ultimates here, specifically Black Hole, Song of the Siren level 1, and also Chronosphere and Reign of Chaos to some extent, you need to be very careful how you use the ultimate at first, because it won't be off cooldown when you might need it. Now, 3 other spells here, specifically Song of the Siren at level 3, Ghost Ship and Overgrowth at all levels, have a very nice, comfortable cooldown which you can use without as much thought. The next thing we need to take a look at is ability scaling. This chart that I'm showing you right now shows the effectiveness of each ultimate at levels 1 and 2 as a percentage of its effectiveness at level 3. This allows us to see which ultimates are strongest at earlier stages of the game. Now, this scaling is important because certain lineups require ultimates which are useful right at level 6, for instance lineups which revolve heavily around early ganking or early pushing. Now, what this chart tells us is that certain abilities like Reverse Polarity, Dream Coil, Ghost Ship, Song of the Siren have relatively low level 1 effectiveness. Reverse Polarity is less than 50% as effective at level 1 as it is at level 3 in terms of damage, duration, and cooldown. Now, certain ultimates here stand out as being very effective at level 1. They are Black Hole, Overgrowth, Chronosphere, and Reign of Chaos. Chronosphere and Overgrowth only because they only scale in terms of duration. Reign of Chaos because the spell itself does not scale, only the golems scale. And then Black Hole because its duration does not scale, only its damage. Now that we've taken a look at stats and ability scalings, let's go ahead and do something a little different that I haven't done in any of my other Ultimate Theory Crafting guides. what I'm going to do is I'm going to make recommendations of certain heroes for certain different kinds of lineups and strats. I'm going to take 3 example strategies which each can make use of big ultimates. Now these are going to be pushing lineups, turtling lineups, and of course the dreaded Wombo Combo lineup. Now when I make these recommendations, please keep in mind that they are based on the stats of these abilities which I find most relevant and important for those strategies. Now, this is not set in stone. This is not something that I can say guaranteed 100% every time. You have to do it this way or you're going to lose. On the contrary, I'm just here to provide ideas and give you as much information as I can so that you can do your own innovation, experimentation with your team, and as a result, make the best possible decisions when you sit in the drafting seat. Let's start with the pushing lineup. Pushing lineup is designed to take towers early, whether it be to prevent an enemy carry from farming as much as he wants to, or to gain map control for something like a Wisp CK. Now, an initiation ultimate can help to do this by forcing enemies either to back away from the tower, or to help win fights underneath enemy towers. Now, the 4 following criteria can help make for a good pushing lineup. A high level 1 efficiency of this skill, a large AoE to reach behind towers, early game mobility skills like Skewer, and other hero skills which can aid in the push. My number 1 recommendation for a pushing lineup has to be Treant. His ultimate has the highest level 1 percentage effectiveness at 66%. Overgrowth also has the second lowest level 1 cooldown, 70 seconds, and the third highest level 1 duration at 3 seconds. It is an excellent ultimate for taking towers. In addition to this, Treant Protector also has living armor to buff the survivability of yourself and your ally heroes while taking tower damage, and in addition he also has Leech Seed, which can heal your creeps. It's a spammable level 1 nuke provided you've got some mana regen, and it just makes everything easy and cheesy. Other honorable mentions for pushing lineups include, in no particular order, Magnus, who has the extra mobility of Skewer to help position in early level engagements. His low level 1 ult CD of 120 seconds can also provide for repeat engagements. Tidehunter, with his massive level 1 Ravage AoE of 1025, makes reaching behind towers easy, and it has the second highest damage of a level 1 ultimate at 200. Kunkka also has the highest level 1 damage, 350, and Ghost Ship, in addition, also has a 60-second cooldown at level 1. Further, Kunkka has his freaking sword and torrent to help clear out creep waves and discourage people from defending. The next type of lineup we're going to talk about is turtling. A turtling lineup is designed to delay the game until your mega awesome carry can farm up enough items to pawn everybody on the map. A big ultimate can help in doing this by letting you win team fights 4 versus 5 to make space for your carry to farm, and also to help your carry have enough lockdown to avoid getting kited late game. Now, the following criteria can help an ultimate accomplish that job. If the ultimate goes through BKB, it is a big bonus because late game many enemy carries will have BKB. A long duration on the ultimate will provide extra time for your carry to beat on people while they are locked down, and also a good consideration for late game heroes with big ultimates is that they can contribute to a late game scenario through their other skills or stats. Now, in terms of a turtling lineup, the best initiation ultimate on a hero has to be Faceless Void, in my opinion. The 5-second duration of Chronosphere, which goes through BKB, also which has an excellent Aghanim's upgrade, gives him the best late game ultimate in that regard. Now, on top of this, he's also a DPS monster with items and can carry himself. Now, other honorable mentions for this turtling lineup category include Magnus, whose ultimate goes through BKB and has a 3.75 second duration, especially with Battle Fury carries. Grouping everybody together can lead for some massive cleave damage. In addition to this, he can give you cleave if you don't have it with his other ability and power. Now, Enigma also has a 4-second duration ultimate that goes to BKB that groups people together, and furthermore, his Midnight Pulse can deal percentage HP damage in an area of effect, possibly on top of Black Hole if you have quick fingers. Now, finally, Naga Siren has the highest duration disable in the game of 7 seconds at all levels, which isolates magic immune enemies by not disabling them, leaving them the only enemy heroes who can be damaged, and she, on top of that, has a second disable net, which goes through BKB. On top of this, she's a good split pusher with some items. Now the last example strategy that I'm going to talk about today is the Wombo Combo. Wombo Combo doesn't really need any explanation further than Dota Cinema's Symphony of Skills series. Go watch it, and you'll learn all you need to know. Now, this strategy is obviously all about big ultimates, either ones that deal massive amounts of damage or provide the necessary lockdown so that other abilities from your allies can pack the rest of the punch themselves. Now, the following criteria can help make for a good Wombo Combo initiation. They need to help set up other abilities by locking down or grouping people together. They need to do high damage themselves if they do not provide such lockdown, and a hero who can combo others of his own abilities to provide further damage in a Wombo Combo is ideal. Now, my top recommendation for this category was very hard to make, because every single one of these ultimates is very, very usable in a Wombo Combo lineup. I finally settled on Warlock after considering Fatal Bonds. So, Warlock's ultimate has a massive casting range of 1200, and then on top of that has a 1000 area of effect, so that it is absolutely perfect for setting up other ally abilities. On top of this, he can then cast Fatal Bonds, beat the shit out of people with golems, and provide a giant AoE slow in Upheaval, which keeps everyone together for the rest of your allies' abilities. Some other honorable mentions, and honestly I could put all the rest of the ultimates here, but 3 in particular include Enigma, whose 4-second duration Black Hole groups the entire enemy team in one place and disables them for concentrated damage from things like Invoker's Meatball. On top of this, he has an AoE percentage HP damage skill in Midnight Pulse, which deals a lot of damage, especially late game high HP heroes. A second honorable mention is Kunkka, who has the highest damage of any of the ultimates considered here at 550 level 3, and on top of this, it buffs your allies, and he can combo that ultimate with Torrent as well as Tidebringer for a lot of AoE damage. The last one I want to talk about is Puck, whose Dream Coil, when comboed with a skill like Coddle's Blinding Light or Clockwork's Cogs, to break the coil can stun for up to 3.5 seconds and deal up to 400 damage at level 3. Otherwise, it forces the enemy team to stick together and take the full brunt of the rest of your team's combo. On top of this, Puck has her own arsenal of AoE nukes, which also double to provide the mobility she needs to initiate. Well, alright then, in this guide I hope I provided a lot of information to help you decide which big ultimates are right for your strategies. Now obviously, this guide cannot possibly be exhaustive, so if you have any further insights, please let me know below in the comments, along with any requests for further guides or words of encouragement. So, thank you everyone for watching. This is Kingdom signing out.